Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Cuz You Don't Know Football. As you can see, we got my boy Mike coming through. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. Mike, can you hear us? Hold on, you got me
I
muted. You got us
can.
muted. There we go.
I hear you. We in the building. We in the building.
Listen,
Good
you
morning, world.
yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. And that's exactly what I wanted to start with. Bro, you got a program coming on right now. Please tell everybody about your program.
Yo, it's called Burnout 27. Burnout by 27. So it's a movement right now. So I see it like this. August is right around the corner. It's Leo season.
You know it's
So
late season.
this, Leo season. So these are the last couple weeks where I will be this age before I turn 27. So it's now or never. You know, you gotta fill up the hiccups. That's all it's about.
You know what? And you know that's one thing I love about you, man, because that's always your mentality. It's now or never. Let's go.
Yes, Sirski, now or never.
And with that said, let's jump into it. So I'm just explaining everything to everybody. So right now we have our way too early playoff prediction series. This is where you show off. You see, because a lot of people say they know football, they know how to do all this. But when you say who's going to be in the playoffs early, now you went on to something. So all we're gonna do is we're just adding some context through the off seasons that the teams had. So today, me and you, we got the AFC South and NFC South. You ready?
Do it.
Okay. So any team you want to start with? You
Start
know what I'm
with
saying?
playoffs.
No, no, no. So we're gonna go over the AFC and the AFC South and NFC South, their off-season programs first, and then it'll lead to you giving me your playoff prediction.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. So we can start from AFC. Well, right now, we got in the AFC. We
AFC
got
South, AFC South, you got the Texans, the Colts, the Titans, the Jaguars.
all right. So Jaguars,
All right,
I don't
let's
know.
let's start
It's
right
gonna be a
there.
little
You said it. You said it. That's the first word
yeah.
you said. We're gonna start this off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's start with their offseason moves, and then I'll fill you in on their draft picks, and then just let me know what you
Yeah,
feel about what they did this offseason. All right. So
let's do
Jacksonville,
it.
they didn't really do too much in terms of big names. They re-signed like offensive linemen, cornerbacks that you really didn't
Yeah,
hear about. So Patrick McCarry, Jordan Lewis, cornerback, safety Eric Murray, center Robert Hensley. That's basically what they did there. But then in the
yeah,
draft, they drafted, of course, Travis Hunter with the number 2 overall pick. So they got Travis Hunter, Caleb Ransall, the cornerback, and then their third round pick they got Wyatt uh Maloney. I can't say it. Wyatt M. Offensive
why
guard.
them? Okay.
Okay, so what do you feel about Jacksonville? What they did this offseason?
So I mean, Jacksonville, they got one of the best players right now going into the definitely hands down. So
Who are you talking
it's
about?
Jaguars right now.
No, no, and who's the best player?
Oh, we got this guy Hunter.
Oh, Travis Hunter. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Travis Hunter. Yeah, so Travis Hunter, most likely he'll be playing both sides of the ball, which is really good. It's gonna show a different system just to the NFL itself. Not even this is it's bigger than football at this point. Last time we seen this is like prime time. You don't really see too many two-way players in the NFL. So I'm definitely excited to see what's to come. Uh, I mean, they got a good quarterback. I feel like it'll be a good connection, but I feel like they definitely chemistry. I don't see them going to the playoffs this show. I will be honest, because I feel like this team just they still need a little bit of work. They think it's peaches and cream, but it's definitely not going to be like that for the Jaguars. Now we got Tampa Bay in the building. Tampa
hold on.
Bay.
Let me get my response. Let me get my response. Let me get my rebuttal. Let me get my rebuttal. He always go. He be like, nah, we get into this. So with the Jaguars. Now, I think Trevor Lawrence's best days are behind him. That doesn't mean I think he's a bad quarterback as of right now or anything like that. I just think we've seen the best of Trevor Lawrence. Um, I mean, he still is the second best quarterback in this division, but he's not a carrier of anything. And I don't think this team, see, there's quarterbacks that carry rosters and there's quarterbacks who need a lot. He's a quarterback that needs a whole lot. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is with this roster, how it's currently constructed, I don't like it. Now, when you talk about Travis Hunter, we've never seen this. We've like to be honest with you, we've never seen like there's been like Dion played both ways. Of course, Charles Woodson did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We've seen players do it, but he's coming into the league day one saying, "I'm doing both of them every play. I'm playing." You know what I mean? 60 snaps on at cornerback and 60 snaps at wide receiver. So, for instance, if he's playing like the Dolphins, he's like, I'm guarding Tyreek Hill and then Jalen Ramsey. Well, Jalen Ramsey's not there anymore. But if Jalen Ramsey was there, now Jalen
Yeah,
Ramsey, I'm running routes on Jalen Ramsey. We've never seen anybody come in the league and say, that's what I'm gonna do. And
that's true.
I don't know how I feel like I'm gonna have to be a skeptic on that, and I gotta wait and see how that turns out. Um I
Yo, I definitely think he's gonna start heavy early in the season. Well, he's gonna definitely be in some defensive packages and stuff, but definitely offense. I know he's starting early in the beginning of the season for sure.
okay. All right, cool. So you had said Tampa Bay, so we're gonna go to so that's how you want to do it, AFC, NFC? We could do that. So let's go to Tampa
I mean,
Bay.
everyone is still on NFC. We could do that too.
No, no, no. You said Tampa. I liked it. I liked what you did there. Um, so let me just get to Tampa Bay. Let's look at their offseason moves. Finding these offseason moves in a easy, like give me straight up like format like that, that's actually harder than you think. And you
Yeah,
gotta
it
go
is.
through a couple different things to just be like, all right, this is what they did. All right, here we go. So they retained Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
They resigned him, and they retained their offensive guard, Levante David.
Yep.
Nothing really much there. They signed Hassan Reddick.
Oh,
Remember Hassan Reddick? He played with for the Eagles,
yeah.
and he signed with the Jets. He never played with the Jets, and
Yeah, he never played with the Jets.
now they just signed him. Um, Anthony Nelson, and they also signed a linebacker Anthony Walker, which is actually not too bad.
Oh,
Now for Tampa,
and they got G Ben too.
they got
Tampa
who?
Bay got G Ben. They got G Ben Brittenson. He's there for 1 year also too.
Hold on, who did you say? Yep, yep,
He's a
you're right.
linebacker. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Cool. And then Tampa Bay, they went and drafted Emeka uh Ebuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
with their first round pick. In the second round, they got Benjamin Morrison, a cornerback from Notre Dame. And then in the third round, they got Jacob Parrish, cornerback from Kansas State. So, what do you feel about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I mean, I feel like they definitely got a good cornerstone offense. By re-signing a few players, I feel like they definitely could, play a major role next year. I'm definitely seeing them with more than 10 wins. I'm gonna just do that at the start. As they get deeper into the season, it gets more competitive, but I definitely see them going at least 10 games straight. Not even straight, but 10 games out of the first 14,
I'm munching on my
hands down.
blueberries over here, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I see the potential. I love the chemistry they building right now. You got another year with some re-signers. They had a good couple picks, on the defensive draft. With that draft going on, they picked a couple good players. So let's see what they do. Let's see how I make it out. But I definitely see them in the playoffs. I see them in a wild card.
Um, I have thought for the last 3 years, Tampa Bay has benefited from being in the NFC South. Like these teams are really bad, and I really don't think that Tampa Bay is all that good. So I'm a guy. I'm not a Baker Mayfield guy. I think if he does it again this year, then I might start changing my opinion. But I feel like there's been quarterbacks that weren't really good that had resurgences, but I don't think that that really means that they're really as good as now you might think that they are. For instance, um, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had a hell. He was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought Minnesota did a great job not re-signing him for the max contract. Um,
That's true.
Geno Smith has had a resurgence. I don't know if he's that guy. Um, I mean, there's other ones, and I think that could be a common trend for NFL teams. I mean, going forward, like you know what I mean? Because a lot on quarterbacks, but Baker, I'm not feeling it. I think they do that now. Now, when I look at the NFC South, all right, so Carolina is not bad anymore. It would not shock me that
Okay.
Carolina won that division. Um, the Saints, they're going to be rebuilding this year, absolutely.
Yeah,
Then the
Saints definitely.
Falcons, and then the Falcons. I mean, if Michael Penix is half of what the potential is of him, do the Falcons do it? So I don't know about Tampa Bay. I got to think on them, but
Okay.
I've never had a high ceiling for them, though. I'll say that.
I think they'd be the South winners though. That's just my opinion. They might be a little South winners.
I understand. I understand. All right.
Uh,
Well, seeing how we at T, let's start. Let's continue with the Tennessee Titans on the AFC South. So
Oh,
they've re-signed defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph, Andrew, the offensive lineman, and the cornerback Daryl Baker. Now they signed. Let's see. Did they have any good signings? Dan Moore, offensive tackle. Kevin Zeitler, offensive guard. He's pretty good. Cody Barton, Xavier Woods. Okay, they signed Xavier Woods, and that's basically that. In terms of their draft, of course, with the number one overall pick, they signed or they drafted Cam Ward, quarterback of Miami, and then
ooh, that
then they
boy
signed in the
different.
second round, um, edge rusher. I'm not even going to try to pronounce my man's name. Shout out to my man from UCLA. He's an African guy. I can't. Some of these names I can't. um, and then in the third round they got Kevin Winston, safety out of Penn State. So the Titans, tell me about them, man.
Man, let's get right into the Titans, man. So we got the number one overall pick. You know, there's your boy Cam Ward, aggressive play style. That is, yo, he's a playmaker. I watched him in Miami, and I seen him put damage in against a lot of good teams. I thought they would actually take it all. You know what happens? The deeper you get in, that's when the dogs come out. But overall, Cam doing a lot of big things this season, especially for the simple fact that quarterback support system. You know, we got Brandon Allen that got signed, Tim, and kind of mentor him, which is a good thing. I do have offensive line upgrades. They signed left tackle Dan Moore Jr., I believe, a 4 year, $82 million, deal right there. So, and paying him that much money, that means he got to protect that quarterback. So, and
Yeah.
we
You got
got
the U. You
Kevin.
got the U right on your chest. Look at it, just sitting there. Look at the
Yeah,
U. You see what I'm
you got
saying?
the U right here. You know it. You know it.
Okay.
And then we even talk about Tyler Lockett. They got Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson and boost that passing game. That passing game gonna be serious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely see a lot, looking towards the season. I'm just leave it to God when it comes, them going deep into the player because I still know, it's a new quarterback. it's different in the NFL. It's from boys to men. So, let's see what Ward could do. Let's see if he take it all the way. Training camp's gonna be good. Let's see. Let's see.
So, all right.
Ward, he just got to control the turnovers and build chemistry with wide receivers.
Yeah. So, all right. I don't really like what Tennessee did this offseason. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um,
Ooh,
so I'm skeptical on Cam Ward as a quarterback. And the only reason I say that is because as number one overall pick, you got to like be great at something. And I think he's very good at a lot of things. But he's not, I don't see exceptional arm strength. I don't see exceptional accuracy. I don't see exceptional decision making. So there's a growing pain that has to do with that. This is why we have a resurgence of quarterbacks where like later on in their career, they're starting to do something because they got to work on stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking Cam Ward at all. I'm not knocking his talent. I just think there's things that he has to work on. It's not natural for him right now. That being the number one overall pick, you kind of are expected to be great at it. And I don't think he has the support system to help him per se. And I also don't think their draft really was that good. I'm not a big fan of drafting edge rushers in the second round. I think there's certain positions
yeah,
you either get them in the top five or you let them slide way back into the draft. I think edge is one of those positions. Like, you know what I mean? There's not great edge rushers more times than not. There's not a great edge rusher later in the draft in the second round. Like
not sure
there's a
with that.
reason. There's a huge reason why they're not. It's not like that. So yeah. So like their future, I just don't like what's going on there, and I think this is. I want to see my man Cam succeed. I just um I just think it might be a little difficult for him.
Oh, I got them winning game one now. I got them game one. You
You
know
said
who
you
they
got him
playing?
what?
I got them week one now. I got them week one.
You going to bet on him week one?
Week one.
I'm not betting on
Yo,
them
it's
one
like
time all year.
it's like them. You got to catch them early.
I'm not betting on them one time all year. That's
He
my
said,
word.
"What's up?"
Okay. So, hold on. So, we did back in the AFC South. So let's get back to the um. Okay, so let's get back to the NFC South. So I think we should do the Saints. Let's not lead the Saints to the end. Let's get them some shine. All right.
Oh, you want to knock them out early?
So the
You want to knock us?
Saints, absolutely. So the Saints, their biggest addition was safety Justin Reed the from the Chiefs. The biggest losses, they lost Paulson Adebo, their cornerback, Marquise Valdez Scantling, and the wide receiver, of course, and Will Harris. Um, those are the biggest ones. And let's look at their draft. They got their first round pick, they got Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle out of Texas. In their second
Mhm.
round, they got a quarterback, Tyler I can't say it, Shao, the guy from Louisville. I know you know who I'm talking about. And then
Yeah.
third round, they got defensive tackle Vernon Burton. So, what's the state of these New Orleans Saints right now?
So that quarterback position is really hard right now. Simple fact of Derek Carr retiring, that definitely blew people off. So now I feel like they got to build back that system. Finding that right quarterback. They definitely got. I think Kellen Moore. He's gonna be playing center, I believe.
No, Kellen Moore's
They
the
do
coach.
have. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. I mean Rattler.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Spencer
Rattler. He's
Rattler.
gonna be
Spencer
center.
Rattler.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be their quarterback. Probably, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Rattler might be the quarterback. They do have some key signings. I was told they got Brandon Cooks, safety Justin Reed, he tackled on Shot, and they just got a cornerback Isaac Yedem. So that's gonna be boosting, both offense and defense. But I mean, I feel like the Saints need some work, man. They definitely need some work. I don't see them going far this year. I I don't want to say I see them to a losing season, but I see them going 4-9 probably.
That's a
So
losing season, my brother. It ain't much more losses you can have. You only got four more you can have. Like, yeah, man,
yeah,
I think it's gonna be a rough season, for the Saints. I don't know why Kellen Moore took this job. I feel like he would have got another opportunity because this year's gonna be rough, and he's got to turn over a whole roster, and I don't know if he knows how to do that. So I don't know if this is going to be a successful tenure. It's not setting up to be.
yeah.
Now, of course, they did focus on offensive line, but there's a lot. There's like pretty much every position they have to hit on in the draft to even be a suitable destination for it to get signings. There's nobody signing to New Orleans right now. They gotta be
No,
get like amazing in the draft. At quarterback, at edge rusher, at offensive line, at corner. Uh, I don't know. I just they're
it's a right now. It's a rebuild. It's a rebuild mode for
oh
them.
this is but like what I'm saying is I think they're gonna be rebuilding. I think they're gonna rebuild again after this rebuild.
Oh,
So that's cool.
that is true. Yeah, Saints. I definitely agree with you on that. I'm happy we knocked them out because I think they're gonna get knocked out. So
Nah, this is gonna be a rough.
what they say? Saints in two. Saints in 2 years.
Nah, I think they need about six. Six strong. It's gonna be a hard
So
six.
hard
Um,
six.
all right, so cool. Yeah, we're breezing through this. This is good. This is going great. Um
Let's do it. Hey.
this is going great. All right, so we did all right, so AFC South. You wanna do we can do my Colts or we could do the Texans.
Ooh. I mean, nobody talk about them Colts better than you, so I gotta do the Texans.
Well, I have a lot of things to say about that. I have a lot of things to say about that. Um, so all right, so I guess we're gonna do the Colts then.
Oh, you want to start with the Colts first?
We could listen. I want to be fair
Let's
because
look.
I understand it's my show. I get it. The Colts weren't the best team in the division, though, and I think there's something to be said about that. So all right, so yeah, we'll do that.
I mean, Coach, we could dive right into it. So look, Colts, and we got Anthony Richardson returns
Hold
after
on,
a
hold on.
shoulder
I ain't tell you
rehab.
the additions. I ain't tell you the additions in the draft.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we skipped the
Yeah.
important part. So yeah,
So
let's do
our
that.
additions, we signed cornerback Charvarius Ward from the 49ers. And then we signed
Yeah, he's good.
safety Cam Bynum from the Vikings. And then we
Hmm.
signed Daniel Jones, of course. The losses that we lost, Dio Adengbo, which was our basically our backup defensive end. Will
Hmm.
Fries, which was our guard, and Ryan Kelly. They're both in Minnesota. And our draft is looking like this. So we drafted with our first round pick, tight end Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
in our second round, we got JT Tim Tui. I can't say these names, man. Tamualau.
Yeah, these names be
JT. We
crazy.
got JT from Ohio State. And then in the third round, we got cornerback Justin Wally. So what do you think?
Okay.
I'll let you go first. What do you think about my Colts?
Coach, man. Coach is another one. They probably in rebuilding stage.
Mhm.
I mean, QB plays remains inconsistent. They do got some strengths. Strengths. I mean, they got depth at cornerback, safety linebackers. They need a little work. Uh, the interior O line may struggle after this. So this year, I mean, it's really rebuilding stage, for the Colts. I feel like, they got a good couple people, but it's just that offense. We gotta see if that offense is gonna be clicking. Hopefully, Richardson could be healthy for this whole season. They did, but Jones, he good, then he not. He distant. You know, so let's see if Jones turn it up or not with a chip on his shoulder. Maybe he take this opportunity and go all the way. So I don't know. It's not too much I can speak on a coach better than me.
Okay,
I don't
so
really
so
look into the
what would
coach
you
too much.
say? What would you say would be our record? Just project. Just project. Like how
I
many
feel like
wins
you
do we
guys go 9-8.
9 Okay. All right. So
And that's not bad. That is right there, you know?
so I'm gonna say something positive about the Colts, but it's gonna come back to a negative. It's gonna come back to a negative. Um, I think we're gonna actually make the playoffs if Daniel Jones is our quarterback. Um, I this roster is good, not great, but it's not. There's no real poor areas on the roster. So a lot of people are tired of Chris Ballard as the GM of the Colts. I'm not one of them people. I think he drafts really well, and in areas like offensive line, he's able to get like 6th round offensive linemen that'll be starters, and I'll be like, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. You know what I mean? So but he struggled with signing people and who to pay, things like that. Um, like I said, I like our wide receiver core. Like we will have an advantage against pretty much every cornerback room. Um, except for like the Ravens. But they just we
Yeah.
won't have an advantage of anybody there, but we will have more times than that. We'll have a wide receiver. Tyler, I just forgot my man's name. Tyler Warren, tight end. He's going to be explosive.
Hmm.
He's going to be really good. I mean, and we still got, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, our running game. We leaning on that with JT. Um, yeah, our
Because you got to
defense, like
protect
I
the
said,
run scheme.
like we have a rotation at defensive end. I'm looking for our second year defensive end to really step up and step out and have a breakout season. Yeah, I really do think we're gonna have a make the playoffs. The problem with that is we have Daniel Jones as our quarterback and we will have a ceiling. So we'll be good, not great. So I can see us winning 10 games. And we'll be
Okay.
good but not great. And we will need a quarterback, you know?
Got it. You need a quarterback.
So, but once again, so same thing I'm saying about remember I was saying stuff about Cam Ward and when you're number one overall pick for a different reason. If you remember correctly, I never really liked Anthony Richardson as our pick at quarterback. I never really
Sure.
liked that pick, and it was because he was more of an athlete than a quarterback. Like you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like they hyped him up because it was like, oh, he could jump the highest in
Yeah.
the NFL draft. I'm like, when has a quarterback's jumping ability ever mattered in the
Yeah.
NFL? Okay, so you know what I mean. So he can't make easy passes. Like he
The
literally
nicest
can't make
quarterback is the slowest one.
easy passes. Now he can go
Yeah.
deep on you, and he's
He
actually
could
really
throw to
good
you.
with that. But a dig route, you know what I mean, a curl route, a out route. You know what I mean? He like literally like the dump off passes to running backs. That's hard for him. So so that's why I always say I don't like that. Now I think this is a cautionary tale, and I'm gonna put I hope people listen to this so that they know don't do this again. And I think when you overdraft quarterbacks, this is the solution. This is the situation you're gonna be in.
Oh, of
Now, I
course,
completely
100%.
understand what you're saying about the Colts. We're in a box. Like what did Jada say? I'm in a bind, Nate. We're in a bind because you overdrafted this quarterback, and y'all keep doing this shit. They keep doing this shit, and I have no idea why they keep doing it.
They've been
Um,
doing this since Andrew Luck, man.
either way, but so whatever. I think we'll make the playoff. I actually do think we'll make the playoffs if Daniel Jones is our quarterback. But now we have a low ceiling because of that same thing.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
So who we got next? We can do
Got.
So we can do either the Texans or no, we can do NFC South. We can do the Falcons. Let's go over can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Uh,
hear you.
all right,
You hear
so
me? See
let's
me?
do the no matter of fact, let's do the Panthers. Let's do the Panthers.
Ooh,
Who I'm,
Panthers.
who I'm actually really
Let me
excited
get
about.
out.
So they
Hotel on the Panthers.
so they signed Bobby Brown third, the defensive tackle. He said it's my prerogative. No, I'm just playing. They signed Trevion Moorhead, safety, and then they signed Deshaun Wharton, the defensive end. Now they lost Johnny Hecker, their punter, which is fine, and they also lost Xavier Woods, the safety. In the draft, let's get to some Panthers. In the draft, they drafted the top wide receiver, Tatoria McCullen from Arizona. They signed in the second round Nick Scorton, the edge rusher from Texas A&M. In third round, they got Princely Umanin, defensive end from Ole Miss. So where we at with the state of the Panthers?
I mean, let's just get it into it. So we got Bryce Young. He going into his second year. Actually, I felt like it was a big turning point for him. It was everything new to him.
Oh,
He's
this is
still
third year.
learning
This is
and
his
all
third
that.
year.
Third year, yes. So I feel like now you know enough, my brother. Now it's time to go all out, go hard or go home. They got to improve the offensive line. They enhanced their secondary and pass rush. And you know, this NFL team here, they got a favorable right now. They looking like they got a real good schedule this season. I don't know if you check their schedule out, but they got a good schedule. Let what they do. I mean, they do face a few challenges. You got inconsistent play.
Mm-hmm.
You got depth concerns at linebacker. You got uncertainty in the wide receiver depth chart too. But I feel like if everybody get on board and Young and just be a great leader this year, it's possible they could go out like the Colts. I see them definitely. I don't see them winning 10, but I see them winning at least 9. Just way better than last year for sure.
So, all right. So Carolina's destiny, I do think, lies in how low the floors are for the Falcons and the Bucks. I will concede to that. I do think
Mhm.
that they're better. However, listen, man, getting this wide receiver was the thing that they definitely need. They're on uh, a defensive secondary and defensive line that's actually really good. Think about it, they moved off of Xavier Woods, and they're like, it's because we know something. That defense is really good. Um,
Yeah,
they didn't have any weapons for Bryce Young, but even I remember last year, like it started clicking for him, and then it was like, all right, well, it was a bust, and then it started clicking, and it was just like, oh, well, look at this. So I'll need to see another year of Bryce Young. So what I'm saying is, without knowing how good Bryce Young actually is in the NFL, I still am waiting to see if he's going to break out or this it or he just doesn't have it. But I like the Panthers, man. I don't know what else to say. I like the Panthers.
I like them too, man. I see a strong potential to rebound.
They could win 9 games.
Optimistic
You're absolutely right.
playmaking.
They could win 8 games. They could win 9 games. They could win 7 games, but you don't really know right now. No, I don't think that I think 9 is their ceiling. And if they get to
Yeah,
nine
I think
and
nine.
then the Bucks and the Falcons do that NFC South thing where they start losing games where they should be winning, at 9 wins, they could win it. They could win that division. The Atlanta Falcons. Okay.
Hmm.
It's finishing up the AFC or the NFC South, excuse me. So their biggest addition, they signed Leonard Floyd, edge rusher. He's been on a lot of teams. They lost Grady Jarrett, the defensive tackle, and Drew Dowman, their center. Now, in terms of their draft, they drafted with their first round pick linebacker Jalen Walker, and
Hmm.
also in the first round they drafted James Pierce, an edge rusher from Tennessee. And then in the third round, they got Xavier Watts, safety. So with these additions, what you feel about the Falcons?
I mean, you got a high impact rookie, amount of picks. So I definitely feel like it's gonna be energy on the defense. Uh, you know, excuse me. Also, too, quarterback investment. Penick,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael Penix.
That's his name, right? Now everything moves forward, with that clarity right there. And let's see how this strength is gonna be when it comes. I also feel, Falcons gonna be turned. I feel like this year they got some young, arrogant, you know, kids, rookies, that's about to bring that hype to it. They about to come with some aggressive intensity. Uh, I want to say it's a high gamble with them because I don't know what their future holds. I don't think they would do too well this season. I just feel like everybody's new. So I just want to see what pieces they could pick up, how well they're going to do. Last year they didn't do too well either. And we had a little hope. They had good momentum, but
Mm-hmm.
let's see what they could do this year. I'm
Um,
definitely putting them on a 6-10.
6-10 trajectory. Damn.
I
So you like the Panthers more than you like the Falcons this year.
I like the Panthers way more than the Falcons because I just felt like it's time for Bryce to step up, and I feel like this is that year he's gonna step up. Because especially with the fans doing all what they did last year, I feel like now Bryce he got that chip on his shoulder, and they benched him too, so he about to stand on business this year. He
Okay,
coming
okay,
strong.
okay, okay. So I don't have them that low. So this season for the Falcons, is their roster great? No. Do they have a good wide receiver core and good running back? Yes. Is their offensive line
Mhm.
pretty decent? Yes. That defense is it shaky? Yes. I think this kind of depends on how good Michael Penix is, and we don't have that answer right now. If
Nope.
if he's great, he can absolutely move this carry this roster to a playoffs. Absolutely. Um if he's average, so all right. I think 6-10 is a bit that's a little rough. I think 6 wins is a bit rough. I think he'd have to be bad for them to have 6 wins. So if
Okay,
he's
okay.
average, I'm thinking if he's average, they could have once again around like that 8 or 9 wins. If he's really good,
Ooh.
if as better that he is, I think that they could have 10 wins. That he'd have to be good.
Okay.
I don't have an answer. So I don't have a stamp of this is exactly what I feel from this roster right now coming out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's hard to a little bit harder, but I think that I look at them better than 6-10. Or well, no, it's not 6-10. That's 16 game schedule. So it's at 6-11. So six and
Yes.
eleven. I look at them a little better than that.
Okay, okay. I can go with that. I can go with that.
All right.
Well, let's see.
Let's see. You know what I mean? All right. So we're gonna finish this. Looking at all the teams, we're gonna finish up with the Houston Texans.
Ooh,
AFC South winning, beating the Chargers in the playoffs, and they wasn't supposed to. You know, they real gutsy. They got spunk.
yeah, that's the only thing about the Texans.
I lost my spot. Okay, here we go.
Mm,
Here we go. So their biggest additions, they signed um Laken Tomlinson, the guard, and they also
hmm
signed CJ Gardner Johnson, the safety from the Eagles. They also signed Christian Kirk because they lost Stephon Diggs and they lost Jeremy Tunsil, the left tackle, one of the premier left tackles, actually.
Yeah,
Now, in their draft, they didn't have a first round pick. So in their second round pick, they
no,
drafted Jaden Higgins, a wide receiver from Iowa State. And then they had a second round pick, Ariante Ursay, offensive tackle from Minnesota. And then in their third round, they got Jalen Noel, wide receiver from Iowa State. Oh, they actually
that's.
they had two third round picks. I'll say that one too. Jalen Smith, cornerback from USC as well. So what you feeling about these Texans right now?
Oh man, well, so last year the O line was ranked the worst in the NFL, allowing 54 sacks.
And they gave
Unacceptable.
up Laramie Tunsil too. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, so last season was crazy. This season, man, I really feel like, Houston could step up. Uh, Even though they traded away, like you said, release Shaq, and they released Shaq Mason to clear cap space. But they did sign Cam Robinson, Trent Brown, Ed Ingram. With CJ going into his third year, I really feel like he could rebuild that rookie list. You got Davis Mills, he's providing backup. I really feel like CJ could step up this year and turn it up a notch. They got RB room, they got Joe Mixon, you got Nick Chubb added to the depth. The run game gonna be crazy this year. Like I definitely see them going heavy and rushing yards with the run game. Defense. Uh, 10 of the 11 starters from last year. I mean, I really see them not doing too bad this year. I feel like this is a year where they learned from last year. This year is the year to capitalize on their gains. They could take advantage. They could bring more money to the franchise. I definitely see it this year. You got the same coordinator, staff return. They got a new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, though. He was with the Rams. So let's see what this offensive coordinator do. Maybe he could turn it up a notch for them. Uh, nah, it's not much more I can say. My only
Okay.
concerns with them is the offensive line. Remains a major weakness.
That is very
Protection issues. They got to get right with that. That's the only thing that's gonna mess them up this year. If they don't get that whole line right, man, we could see them going out the same way they did last year. So we're relying on the veterans, and let's see if they could peak on this. But I
so
definitely see Houston
go ahead, go ahead.
solid, uh, solid wild card. Wild card. I put them in a wild card. And the
So
only reason why I see that is because of CJ. CJ has proved who he can be if
CJ
he
Stroud.
goes all out.
Let me tell you something. CJ
So
Stroud is the only like I literally had to come on a second episode and apologize to that man. CJ Stroud is phenomenal. Okay. And that's that. So I think even when you speak on like this being the best team in the AFC South, and you're like they're more like a wild card team than the division winner. You never really said any team was going to win the division specifically. So when I
yeah,
said what I said about the Colts, that's kind of what I'm seeing too. These teams have major flaws. This offensive line, and you also got to keep in mind Tank Dell ruined his kneecap at the end
oh
of last year,
yes,
so
I
he's not
forgot
going to
about
be
that.
playing this year. So Christian Kirk is going to have like the best season he ever had because Nico Collins is getting double teams all game, every
That's
game,
true.
as he
Yeah,
should,
okay.
as he should. So with a weak offensive line, one major receiver, if you write about the running game, okay, we'll have to see how good Joe Mixon can be this late in his career. He had a pretty good year last year. Let's see what a follow up year looks like for him. Um, but
Hmm.
defensively, their defense is stacked.
Yeah,
That defense is crazy. Um, that
they
defense is
got 10 returning starters. That's
that
good.
defense. That defense. Will Anderson, yeah, I mean, and Danielle Carter. I mean, Daniel Hunter. That might be the best pass rush
Hmm.
duo in the NFL.
Hands
Uh,
down.
you know what I mean? You add CJ Gardner Johnson, who is like a tone setter. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
somebody who definitely is there. Um, and their cornerbacks, they got one of the premier cornerbacks in the whole NFL with Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter, so that they have like a top five cornerback room in the NFL as
Hmm.
well. So defensively, yeah. Now I do think they're going to win the division. I think they could win pretty much the same amount of games. But I think it's going to be harder for them. I really do. I
Yeah.
don't believe in the running game like you do.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard. And Nico Collins, they're going to be like take Nico Collins away and make CJ Stroud. Now I think CJ Stroud is good enough to take like things that aren't all the way there and do something with it. So that's more my optimism for the Houston Texans. But going back to what I said about the Colts, you're starting to see where I'm seeing with them. It's not the Titans are not going to be able to do it. Jacksonville is
No.
not it. Like it's the Colts and it's the Texans. That's what you're looking at. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of seeing. And I'm like, all right, if we can get to, I know we can get nine. I already know we can get nine. We got nine last 2 years.
Hands down.
We got
I
nine
see
last
you
two
guys.
years with bad quarterback play. If they with Daniel Jones, I mean, I think he'll be able to at least stabilize, and he's not gonna be great, but yeah, I do think we can get in the playoffs with and get to 10 wins. I do.
Hands
Um,
down.
so that's where there's a method to my madness, and then I'm not so crazy. You know, when you
Nah,
laid out, you're not so crazy. Uh, so that's
that's true.
so that's where I'm at with them. But the Texans, to I expect them to win 10 games off of the back of their defense and CJ Stroud.
I'll give you that. Okay. I like that.
Okay, so playoffs, man. We listen. This is where we shine. This is where this show it shines. You know, we get to tell
Let
people
it
early.
shine.
We get to tell people early. This is what's going to happen, and people be like, How are you able to do that?" Because we know football. That's what we're doing over here. So
Yeah,
tell me.
that's a
So
fact.
give me your way too early playoff prediction.
Way too early playoff prediction. Bills, definitely hands down. We got the Bills, got
All
the
right, so
Chiefs, we got the
let's
Eagles.
go division by division, and then we'll do the wild cards. All right, so AFC East, you
Okay.
pick Buffalo, got it. AFC North,
AFC North got. Let me see if I put it in my notes. It could go. It could go Green Bay or it could go
no AFC North,
Lions.
AFC North, AFC North.
Oh, AFC North. I'm sorry,
Yeah, so you did
AFC
the AFC
North.
East, now do the AFC North.
All right, so AFC North. Well, definitely Ravens.
Okay,
And I'm gonna go Steelers. Ravens and Steelers for sure. Cincinnati
all right. So
lose, and
But you think the Ravens are going to win the division?
I know for sure Ravens gonna win the division. They got to.
Okay, all right, cool. So you got Pittsburgh as one of your wild cards. All right, so Buffalo,
Hmm.
Ravens, AFC South.
All right, AFC South. I got. I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'm going with the Texans. Only reason I'm gonna go with the Texans, and they had the best record last year too. They was 10. I'm gonna go with the Texans again for the simple fact that I feel like Jacksonville, they got more work to do. Titans, new quarterback. We don't know what he could do yet.
Mhm.
Then you got your Colts. I feel like they rebuilding too. So I think Texans got it. I'll
Okay.
be honest.
Okay. Cool.
Out of
All
that
right.
whole
Cool.
AFC South, I see Texans.
So you got Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, our AFC West. Now that's gonna be interesting
All
to me.
right. Ooh, AFC. Yes. I mean, do I really gotta say who gonna go? I know we got Chiefs for sure. We definitely got the
There's a lot of
Chiefs.
people saying something
And
different. There's a lot of people saying something different this year.
all right, if I'm not choosing Chiefs, and I the Broncos. I'll be honest, I like the Broncos.
All right. So
Chargers wasn't that bad.
are you saying the Broncos are gonna win the division?
Because then now I'm Chargers right now. They did go 11-6. This is the hard. Yeah,
What you
I'm not gonna lie.
saying?
I like how the Chargers play. You know what? I'm gonna go Chargers.
Okay, Chargers.
LA.
Okay. All right. So your division winners, you got Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, and the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, you said Pittsburgh was one of your wild card teams. You get two more wild card teams. All right, the Chiefs. You also said the Chiefs. So the Chiefs would be
Yeah, I
another
said
wild
Chiefs.
card
Yeah.
team. Okay.
And I got one more.
Nope.
Let's let's go with. I could throw. That's hard. It's hard. Hard. Get through. Ooh. I throw your Colts in there, man, for the wild card.
Woo! Yes, sir, Ski.
Yes, sir, ski. Yes, sir. I throw your Colts in there,
That's
man. I
all.
throw your Colts in
You see, you start to see it when you first say
there.
it. When you first say it, you like, nah. But then when you see how it unravels and stuff, you like,
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
okay, okay. So, all right, cool. So that's your AFC. So your AFC, you got Buffalo, Baltimore, Texans, Chargers, and then in wild cards, you got Steelers, Chiefs, Colts.
Hmm.
All right, cool. Switch over to the NFC. Let's go. Let's stay in the East, NFC East. Who you got?
Definitely going and it's hard for me to say this because I'm a Cowboys fan. I
I
love
know, but
my
you got.
Dallas.
Listen, no. You know you want to
It
say.
hurt.
I'll even say it for you. I'll even say the Eagles. Go ahead. I know it hurt.
Yeah,
It hurt. It hurt a little bit, right?
it hurt. I got chest pain now. I need a Tylenol, man. Oh
All right.
yeah, we go Eagles. I gotta say Eagles. I can't knock it, man. They went 14-3. Look, not the conference.
It's
Look,
okay.
Eagles all the way.
It's okay. All right. Cool. NFC North.
NFC North. I'm gonna go with them Detroit Lions. I feel like next year they gotta come with a chip on their shoulder.
Okay.
I definitely feel Lions. I like the Lions.
Okay. The NFC South.
Mm, I'll be honest. Falcons, Panthers, Saints. I gotta go with the Bucks, man. I
Okay.
gotta go with the Bucks. I like Tampa Bay over everything.
Okay. All right. In your NFC West.
Oh, NFC West. I'll be honest. You're gonna think this sounds crazy, but I like the Cardinals.
Hold on. I have them in too. No, wait. I had I was listen, I was gonna surprise you with that one. I thought you were gonna be like, what? Like just like with my Colts pick, I thought you were gonna be like, what are you talking about? I have them in the playoffs too. Absolutely.
I
Okay.
like the
So
Cardinals.
so in the NFC, you got the Eagles, you got the Lions, you got the Bucks, and you got the Cardinals. Okay, so the wild card teams.
Oh, now wild card. We're gonna have to go with. Let me see what I had in my wild card. So my wild card, I'm gonna have to, just to be on the safe side. I I throw I throw the Vikings in a wild card.
Really?
I throw
Okay, go ahead.
yeah. I throw the Vikings in a wild card and I throw another tough one. I'm gonna throw my Dallas in the wild card too. I
Ooh.
I, I gotta throw my Dallas in the wild
Okay.
card.
Okay.
And what? I need one more.
Yeah, you got one more.
I the only other team I'm with. Well, it's two, so it's kind of hard for me. But I'm either go Seattle or Washington. But I'd like the Washington better because Washington got really well last year. So I see some potential in them.
So you go. So that's your pick, the Commanders.
I, I'm gonna go Commanders. Only reason I'm gonna go Commanders because I see what they could do, and now next year it's scary. It's looking real scary.
Remember,
I don't knock them not
we was
going.
first. Remember, we was first on Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Nobody
where's
wouldn't listen to us. We got
yep,
killed in the comments, and now look at them.
that's true.
I
I
should
look
go
at
back on
them.
that post from a year ago and be like, "Now, what y'all
Yeah,
talking
you got to. That's a
about?"
fact. Cause we spoke on him.
Okay, so in the NFC, you got the Eagles, the Lions, the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, and the Commanders. Is that your final verdict?
Final.
All right. Okay, that's yours. Now I'm about to tell you mine. I'm about to tell you what one look like. Okay, yours is okay. It's not. It's yeah.
Ooh.
The NFC one is a little shaky. I'm not gonna lie to you. The NFC and your NFC picture is a little shaky. But um, let me give you some real quick. Okay, AFC East, Buffalo's definitely gonna win that. AFC North, the Ravens are definitely gonna win that. Now this is mine. You know, so this is Tariq's way too early playoff predictions. The Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, the Houston Texans, and until further notice, I'm picking Kansas City Chiefs. Um, I still think they got a stranglehold on this division. In the wild cards, I have my Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
I have the Denver Broncos,
Okay. It's not bad.
and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this is something in the air, and I don't know why. I think Cincinnati Bengals are going back to the playoffs, even after
Ooh.
losing all of that. I looked at what Joe Burrow did, and when they were losing stuff, and when they had expectations, and how he still guided that to something reasonable. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that might be the greatest season that's going to be like washed away. People aren't going to remember what he did. That was spectacularness.
I think they're going. I think they're going to the playoffs. So they may be.
So but I could be wrong, but I'm not high on the Chargers. Um, until further notice. Until further notice.
Okay.
Um, but I will say that would probably be the team that I would be wrong about. So then in the NFC, I got the Eagles, of course, winning the East. I got I don't know how you left the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs, but I'm picking them to win the division.
Oh, you acting up. I gotta
Listen,
take this
I
green
feel
off.
so so I gotta see. So if Detroit gets it right this year with their court, because you realize they lost both their coordinators last year.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Like you know what it looked like when like you lose an offensive or defensive coordinator, like the culture is gone.
Their culture change. That's true.
It's so what I'm
Yeah,
saying is they're changing cultures offensively and defensively. And I don't know if Dan Campbell will find out. I don't know if he's the guy that does both.
that's
Now,
true.
I'm looking at them as a potential Mr. Playoffs team. I have to give me a second on them now.
Okay.
So in the East, I got the Eagles. Um, then I got the Green Bay Packers coming out of the North. In the South, I also have Tampa Bay. I just think they have the best roster, quarterback situation, head coach
Let's go.
camaraderie. They've been together for a little bit of time. I think that they are going to pull this out.
Shout out Tampa,
Um,
man.
and then another team. I don't know how you left this team off. The Rams, not even in the playoffs.
Oh,
That was a
it
little
was a low
sinister.
blow. I know.
That was a little sinister, you know. So I got the Rams in the West. However, I do have the Cardinals coming out in the wild card. I have the Cardinals in the wild card, and I have the Commanders in the wild card. And that's two. And then my third one, I lean towards Detroit being the other wild card.
Okay.
But I really do think that Detroit could miss the playoffs. If Dan Campbell did not hit these coordinators right, I don't know. I don't know. Like you
Yeah.
gotta understand, like when you lose a
True.
coordinator, bro, like it goes way down. When you have a
Yeah,
good
it's true.
one,
True.
and when you have a good one, and then that person gets a head coach, like it goes way down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
true.
like, Detroit could miss the playoffs this year. I'm telling you, do not be shocked at that. Um, but hell yeah, yo, I got Detroit and Arizona.
I
And
feel like Detroit gonna do better than the Rams though, but that's my opinion.
so all right, if Dan Campbell got it right, they could go to the Super Bowl.
I think so. I think so.
But I don't know if he's able to get it right a second time. Like there's been
Yeah,
situations you've seen situations where
that's true.
the head coach really was being guided by the coordinators, and once the coordinators leave, like that's the sauce.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So definitely got to keep an eye on that. But if I'm wrong about something, I think there is a chance that I think it's a chance. I think it's a chance that the Falcons could go to the playoffs. I gotta think. I don't think so though. But that's if Michael Penix is balling.
Yeah, that's it. He got it,
If
ball.
he's
If he not
balling, they in
balling,
the playoffs. I just want you to know that if he's balling, they in the
yeah.
playoffs. But we'll
If
see.
he's balling, they in it.
Okay. All right, man. Well, how you feel about today's episode, man? You know what I mean?
Man, I love it. I love the energy. I love the intensity. I love where it's going. You definitely got a good list, in your backyard. And so you woke me up with a couple of them.
I was ready since February.
Yeah.
What T.I. said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You see where I'm at?
Other
I
than
stayed
that,
ready, okay?
you get me? Yeah, right. That's a fact. So you definitely got some good ones. So I mean, look, I'm just ready for the season. I want to see what they can do. One thing we did talk about though, because he's been the hype of the town. We did talk about them Browns. I realized today, but we might have to talk about them on another time. But them Browns and
Why?
who.
Why?
Cause that's the talk of the town right now. They want to
No,
see.
they drafted my man way too late. He'll be the steal of the draft. He'll be the
Yeah,
steal of the draft. But I mean, Miles Garrett
that's true.
and Denzel Ward. I mean, after that is kind of a little like.
Yeah, and we ain't talk about them Giants either. These are teams that's not our teams, but these are teams that's getting
Now
a lot
I
of
will
wisdom.
say, well, because I got to talk about these teams, so I'll be talking about them with other
Yeah,
episodes. Now I will say this though, the Giants front four, that's a motherfucker right now. Okay, that's
I
nasty.
know.
That is whoo. But
Yeah.
that yeah, I think
But
that
at
might be the
least
best
none
front
of
four.
us had them in our playoff or wild card predictions. So maybe that means we know signs because we both didn't put them in our playoff or wild card prediction.
This
So
is not. This ain't the year for them. This is just not the.
yeah,
This is just not the year for them. And there's nothing
I
wrong.
don't think so.
But all
That's a
right, let's
fact.
wrap this up. We got into, you know what I'm saying? We got into some playoff predictions. We got into the AFC South, the NFC South. We got into some Mike 365. You feel me? Got some, you know what I mean? 27 and 27.
27. We look, three more to 30. Man, we almost there. Oh, let's do
I'm on the other side of 30. Let me tell you, it's some changes coming for you.
Man, black don't crack, my brother. Don't worry.
I
Don't worry.
appreciate you.
We
With that
still young in
said,
the flesh.
I appreciate you as always, man. We always love having you, man. Please don't stay away too long. With that said, you can
You
catch
know
the
it.
full episodes on Instagram. Not on Instagram. You catch the full episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Catch the reels on on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Man, we've been in a real community, man. You've been watching those comments blowing up now. Now we got the
Blowing
comments
up.
blowing up now too.
It's a real movement.
First it
Real
was the
movement.
first it was the views. Now it's the comments and the follow. So we're in the right direction. And Mike, man, we appreciate what you did today. We appreciate it. I appreciate this. That's why it
I
hurts my heart
appreciate
when I
you
still
anytime.
gotta say, cuz you don't know football.
Word,
You
nobody
already
know it
know,
better than
brother.
you. You
No, you
know, my
always.
brother.
Uh,
Appreciate
and
it.
just like
Love
Martin
always.
said, and like Martin said, I'm gonna see you when I see you. Peace.
Peace.